Okay guys, so the first thing I recommend you to do is this will not let you work freely because this is going to be on top. At one point in time you're going to need this to be away, and so I recommend you to remove that. In order to remove that, you should start with this trim. Okay, pry something behind this trim. Be careful, those things are brittle, and you pry something in the back of it and you pull it just enough to access the back of this trim, so you can remove the instrument cluster trim. Okay, so then you're gonna pry something on top. I use this, but it's better for you to use a plastic prying tool to remove the top, and just pass all around until you can remove all this plastic stuff. Once you remove that plastic stuff, you will find the tabs that hold this onto the back side of this assembly. Okay, so as you remove this, right here you're gonna have the same situation as right there. The tab, you're gonna have to pry this one just enough because the end of this is going under this one. So use your prying tool and pry under and remove it a little bit so you can remove the rest of this piece. Okay, so this is pretty tight and firm together. So what you can do is, for example, use this and pry by pushing backward, so you can see, you can have a little space to use another prying tool like this one in there, just to be able to pull that out. I tried with only one and it was not possible. It seemed like I was gonna break something. All right guys, so this piece is out. Now that we have this away, we can put that on the side. Okay, and then we have access to the whole top, and let's go ahead and start removing the connections. I'm gonna have, okay, let's start with the easiest. Just push in there and then pull, and this is an airbag connector. You just pull and then you pull everything together, and that white airbag is coming out. And right there, or something I forgot to mention, you may have to disconnect the battery. I didn't disconnect the battery. And then for this you will need a very thin screwdriver to pry on top of the connector right there and then pull it. Okay, for this purpose I use my prying tool, put it right there on the tab, pushed it gently, and then there comes out the connector. So right now we have 3 connectors out. I think it's almost all of them. This is just the ignition lock cylinder. It has a tab on top here. We just squeeze these and this whole piece will come out. Now our biggest challenge will be to remove those 2, and like I described earlier, you would use a flat blade screw and put it there and then bang it until it turns counterclockwise. Matter of fact, I did not bring a hammer. Let me ask at the house if somebody has a hammer. So in order to remove its connector, it's probably one of the biggest. You would have to push hard on this and then use your finger on each hand of this connector to pull it out. And so I already did the pressure and released it quite a little bit, and then all I have to do right now is just pull, just like that. So this is free at this time. All connectors that need to be removed are already removed. So what we're gonna need now is to remove those 2 screws and then just replace. Okay, so this should take you at most 10 minutes. So like I explained earlier, you bang straight so you can make a groove, and then you bang counterclockwise. I had actually made a mistake and I was banging clockwise, which made it harder and longer, took longer. But once you make that groove, it's gonna be pretty easy to make it move. So I did both of them, and I'm going to remove that neck and pull the switch. As you can see, the switch is loose. This is almost completely out. Long screw too, not that long, but all right. So now we can remove that bracket. Hold the ignition switch from under. It's not the switch, the housing, and the housing falls in place. So you do everything in reverse order, and should be good to go. This is for the steering lock. Make sure that this fits in this hole. Where? In this hole, and then use the bracket and install the screws. Luckily, the new parts come with better screws, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that in reverse order. First, make sure that you got the right switch by making sure that the connectors, fit. Don't mount all this just to find out that you did not receive the right parts, because this happens a lot with automotive parts. Upon verifying that all the connectors fit, you would hold the ignition housing upward, install the bracket, and screw this by hand until they become snug. Then you will take the appropriate socket and get this tight the best you can so it can stay in place. So you keep screwing until when you reach the proper torque, whatever is on top is just gonna break. So this already broke, right? Let me go ahead and do this so you can see it break. It will break in front of your eyes. All right, so just like that. A little more strength, as you can see. Okay, that's in place. And then what's here? That, yeah, focusing on the thing and doing it at the same time can be a little challenging. So coming back to this place, this is the airbag connector. Airbag connector goes okay like that, and push it until you hear a click. Okay, what's next? We have this connector that comes here. All right, okay, and then we have this very last connector that I really didn't have to remove, but I removed just because I needed more clearance to work this on top. Okay, click. So at this point everything is connected, so we can go ahead and test our ignition switch cylinder with the new key. Let me verify the connection. So let's start again. We don't have good power. Okay, there you go. So car is running. Make your Hyundai or Kia great again by doing it yourself at home. If your Kia or Hyundai get vandalized, we year to make you save money. DFW car keys, save $1,000 because these parts only in labor at Hyundai dealership it's like $600. So there you go.